The InterAct project works with young people who are about to leave school, and it helps them to explore ideas and feelings and plan for their future. It's a collaboration, so moving on from school, lots of people can be involved. But InterAct brings a new element and links up teachers, friends, families, workers and volunteers from the community. But at the centre of it all is the young person. Their voice is the most important.
I'm definitely ready to show what I've got and what I can bring to the table, so I just can't wait to get started.
Moving on from school is a big change and can be particularly difficult when you have additional support needs.
When I was 15, I was down.
He's now a young adult and we don't know where he's going.
I still didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I felt like my mum and dad were listening to me at the time.
So I couldn't see anything. I thought, oh, school's going to end. Oh, help.
The last parents' evening we have when they're leaving, the amount of parents that are in tears and they're quite anxious.
Well, where am I going to go when I leave school? It's frightening.
At Thistle we believe that life is for living, and we think that young people have got the right to think about and plan for the future, whatever that might look like to them.
To move on to college, work experience, and after that making a real job out of it.
I always wanted to start football when I was young, so it's now my big chance.
I just want to keep progressing and either and see how far I can get. Write a few books.
I'm Matthew with one T.
That's not the most at all.
The InterAct project works with young people in two different ways, through drama in their schools and alongside their families through the big plan.
We get them ready for leaving school through the means of drama.
What drama does really well is it engages the emotions. So it enables people to kind of explore fears or things that are exciting about transition. It tends to be that we work in groups which have mixed support needs.
Yeah.
I think having you there with the physical disability, but just, not in letting that stop you at all, joining in every single game, finding a way to do that, I think is quite a good thing as well. We work a lot of the time through fiction and through character.
Oh, the drama project was brilliant. It was great fun. We made up a character called Bob.
Basically, we made a character who was meant to be leaving school, and we were thinking of different ideas for his future.
And allows the young people to build that character and fill that character with thoughts, feelings, emotions, worries, and, family relationships, likes, dislikes.
His likes were to eat chippies and to chat up the girls, and his dislikes were cabbage.
So they had to do a scene where he was being a car mechanic and he was just going in to start on his first day. They all had to do freeze frame a role, and then Gavin tapped him on the shoulder and says, "What are you thinking?" And it came out, "I'm going to be embarrassed because the way I speak." And then he'd tap another one and say, "I'm going to make a right idiot of myself." And another person would say, "But what if nobody likes me?" And I'm really scared, even though sometimes it was going through the character that they created. Their answers were their hopes and their fears, which I think was amazing, really.
If he's 16 now, in 10 years' time he's going to be 26.
That's the great thing about drama, is we can go right back into the past and we can go 10 years into the future in a few seconds. So we kind of think, well, might this character want to be doing in 10 years' time? Which, might have an impact on what they do, what choice they make now.
You said something about a car though, yeah? So he might like to have a car, he said, in 10 years' time.
And then probably think through some solutions or things that might help him. Creating the character and doing the drama work, I felt, was a really supportive way to get the children actively involved and thinking about future.
I think what it this work does at its best, and where we've got it really right is where it's fitted with the transition work that's already going on in the schools.
A team approach, a joined up approach.
So it just ticks every single box for what Curriculum for Excellence stands for. It's active, it's outside the classroom, it's not textbook, it's not chalk and talk, it's not teacher led at all. It's all from them, it's all based on their ideas, their initiatives, and for learners with ASN, it's just absolutely perfect. In fact, for any learner, I think the whole experience is amazing.
As well as working with young people in the schools, we also work with young people and their families through the Big Plan.
The Big Plan was a fantastic first step into that big wide world that Matthew's going to have to face.
Best thing for me was being able to realise what you can do, because when I went to the Big Plan I was like, I don't know how I'm going to express myself, I'm not that confident, but everybody made you feel really welcome and it was really a comfortable environment to be in.
The Big Plan is bringing a group of anything from 8 to 10 or 12 families together in the room at the same time to plan for the future. The Big Plan's based around a question, which is what would it take for this young man or woman to have an interesting, fulfilling life where they get to meet people who become their friends and make their contribution to the community.
It's just one question, but it covers lots of big ideas, like what does interesting and fulfilling mean to each young person? And what does contribution mean? And what is the community anyway? So we take that one question and we break it down into lots of little parts.
So that at the end of the 5th or 6th session, we have an action planning exercise where everybody comes up with some first steps that will go in the direction of the dreams and hopes that the young people have for their futures.
For the first time ever, the Big Plan, Matthew came home and spoke to me about the future. He sat on the sofa and talked about job interviews, and I had never spoken to me about anything like that, and I thought, wow. It just made us think that there was going to be life after school and that Matthew would be able to plan and cope with, because I could make plans for Matthew, but the fact that you guys gave Matthew a chance to think for himself in a fun way has just made it all seem so much better.
What I really liked about it is everybody's working in the room and everybody's equal, so the young people's voice is equal to the family's voice, is equal to any professionals who happen to be in the room, and we're all working on this together. I think sometimes the microphone's almost like a magic instrument here because it really seems to encourage young people to find their voice in the context of the sessions, and in a way that sometimes I think surprises their families, sometimes I think surprises the young people.
And he just opened up. He just let everybody know everything about him and how amazing he is and what he could do. His ideas, his goals, what he wanted to do, what he wants to achieve, they just burst out. It was like a balloon exploding, all these ideas, everything flying out there, and he just, wow. But then when you saw how far he wanted to go, and the fact that a lot of these things he can achieve, if he puts his mind to it, with a wee bit of help he can achieve it. I think that was brilliant.
This is my corner of dream clouds. I'd like to be accepted for who I am. I'd like to go to college. I'd like to make everybody proud of me and earn a good wage.
We want to be recognised for what we can do, who we are, not just a person with a learning disability.
I talk about his life and what he likes to do in the future. I'm going to go to college and study for doing mechanic.
Japan is an awesome place, and I would go there if it weren't so expensive.
Gas and plumbing, because that's my main job and that's my main dream, so that's what I'm going for.
Volunteering for my dream job, eventually getting a job.
Going for my driving lesson.
Go for your driving lessons. Yeah.
It's not at all kind of formal sessions, it's all very kind of interactive, quite good fun. I can often talk about it being serious fun because talking about the rest of your life is quite a big issue and it requires a degree of seriousness, but you can have actually really good fun doing it.
And I think that's what it's all about, whilst it's fun, it's focused fun as well.
It was a good night out.
I just know I enjoyed it.
It made me laugh and it made me think.
So why is InterAct important?
They've been told because they've got special needs they're not employable. And so when I say to them, what's your careers, what's your goals, what's your aspirations, nothing really.
I think a lot of young disabled people have had a lifetime of low expectations.
We need to break out of that, and we need to be trusted to have our dreams and try and fulfil them if they want to. And if you can't, there's always ways around it.
I think we create a kind of atmosphere where, and in a sort of environment in which the young people feel really valued and listened to, and we focus on their gifts and strengths, not their deficits, not the things they can't do. And I think that, in a sense, invites the young people to take a chance and say what they really think.
He had a lot more potential, really opened his eyes and made him see what he could achieve. And it opened my eyes as well. It gave me a lot of ways to help guide Connor. So it was really, really good that way.
Made me sort of more aware that there was more out there for Connor other than college, even with the difficulties that he may have. I think it made me sort of realise that inclusion was probably more important than exclusion.
So what difference did InterAct make?
One of the boys done a whole week's worth of placement and car valeting and changed tyres. The feedback was that he spoke, he was extremely confident, whereas when he went in previously, he came back to school within a few hours. And I think it was just having InterAct in. So it really, really helped his confidence. And he was so good that they offered him a part-time placement.
It has helped a lot when I see him in different... he's expressing a lot more, talking a lot more as well, about things. Yeah.
It was good.
He's coming out himself and expressing a lot more than what he's ever done, really.
But I think it was very positive, and it helped Connor's self-esteem quite a bit.
And it's given me the confidence to go into the world and just to be who I am, basically.
It's given me a bit of encouragement.
It helped me a lot. I've got more confidence.
By linking in with all different other people, different types of people, on how they could help Connor, guide Connor, and what people can offer you is amazing. It can take just from you maybe wanting to learn how to play a game of football, and someone can stand up and say, well, you know what? I know someone that you could go and see, and here's their number. I'll phone them, I'll let them know that you're there.
Yeah, he definitely thinks differently now.
It sort of made me think that there's more that Connor could achieve rather than failing at, and that if one thing doesn't work for Connor, it doesn't mean that that's the end of it.
Connor knows now how to ask the questions. Connor knows how to find the information that he wants, and if anything, it's made us really positive about his future. A lot more positive than we were.
It's changed my life a lot. I would say a big thank you.
Have a drink of water.
I think it should be open to every kid in Scotland, basically.
It's been great.
I would strongly recommend it.
Fantastic thing to do, it really is.
It was absolutely brilliant.
I just want InterAct to have funding forever and ever.
And I just thought, what a fantastic opportunity. No, I'd definitely say go for it.
What you learn is invaluable.
Everybody needs to do a big plan.
Definitely get involved.
Do it. Get involved.
I'd give it a big thumbs up.
It's changed everything.
Yep. See you guys later.